Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning, good day everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is ASM 654 on the data warehouse. We continue on the last video on chapter 7 on the data mining. Okay, now we on this second part on this video. We've got to focus on these mining techniques or the mining process. Okay, remember last time I asked you to read on this book. Okay, actually not many on this predictive modeling, so we have to rely on the slides. So as you can see, this mining process, this predictive modeling is on under the mining process, is on the market analysis. Okay, we got this technique is the cluster detection, decision tree, also the link analysis and genetic algorithm. So some of these mining technique will cover in the slides later on. Alright, go to this one. Predictive modeling. Similar to the human learning experience, use observation to form a model of the important characteristic of some phenomenon. So yeah, this kind of like a model sebenarnya. Use a generalization of real world and ability to fit new data into general frameworks. So you can analyze database to determine essential characteristic about the data set. And model is developed using a supervised learning approach, which has two phases. Which the first one is training, and the second one is about the testing. On the training, builds a model using a large sample of historical data called a training set. I can say this training more like you run a dummy database lah, content that have this historical atau previous data from your maybe a sales ke, maybe on this whatever lah, whatever your company have for the data that you store. And the second process, the second phase, testing involves trying out the model on new and previously unseen data to determine its accuracy and physical performance characteristics. So a lots of try and error lah on this one sebenarnya. Okay, on this predictive modeling, application of predictive modeling include customer retention management, credit approval, cross-selling, and direct marketing. That's why this predictive modeling is under the as you can see on the market analysis. Okay, on the customer, credit, cross-selling, and direct marketing. Okay, two techniques associated with predictive modeling: classifications. Number one, classification. B is a value prediction, distinguished by nature of the variable predicted. Okay, statistical analysis of actual sales. Example, dollar and the quantities relative to the signage variable. A predictive model example. Okay, we got this value, content, frequency, depth, focus, another depth lagi, so I have to redundant this one, scale, length, location. So we're gonna look on the analysis of the correlational regressions, experiment design, optimization of the process, and now it goes into the real-time analysis. Okay, on the predictive modeling, there are two techniques associated with the predictive modeling: classification, which is classification, value prediction, okay, which are distinguished by the nature of variable being predicted. Okay, we're gonna predict sebenarnya. So used to establish a specific predetermined class for each record in the database from a finite sets of possible class values. Two, specialization of classification is tree induction and neural induction. Okay, I think this one you can see more clearly. This is an example of classification using the tree induction. Why they call it tree? Because they got like a branch lah ni. Okay, this one customer renting property 2 years. Is it yes or no? If no, yes, they're gonna rent the property. If yes, is it the customer age? Ada another condition. Is it they more than 45 years old? So if no, rent property. If yes, you're gonna buy the property. Example, this one on the using tree induction. This one the neural induction. We just have got two, tree induction and neural induction. As you can see, neural induction here more on the relationship on between of the variables. This one. Okay, examples of using neural induction. Each process unit or the circle. This one unit they call it processing unit lah. This one. Okay, like a use case kan lebih kurang. In one layer is connected to each processing unit in the next layer by weighted value, so expressing the strength of the relationship. So the network attempts to mirror the way the human brain works in recognizing pattern by arithmetically combining all the variables with the given data point. In this way, it is possible to develop non-linear predictive model that learn by studying combination of variable and how different combination of variable affect different data set. Can say this one like I think you have seen this one, maybe some or because if you read some journal paper, you may encounter this kind of model. This one is structural equation modeling. Okay, as you can see, there's some value here, like this one. This one I can say about the work engagement and the job demand burnout. Banyak ni sebenarnya. So as you can see, there's some value here, 0.93, 0.59. That the relationship of this value weighted to another, like say job resources to the work resources is 0.9, close to 1. Close to 1 is meaning that it should be more related with each other on the of this unit ni. Alright. Okay. Alright. Used to estimate on the value prediction. Tadi neural induction. This one we go to the another one. On the value prediction, used to estimate the continuous numeric value that is associated with the database record. Okay, we're gonna compare with the database record that we have. Use the traditional statistical technique of linear regressions and non-linear regressions. So they go for this multiple regression lebih kurang ni. A relationship between of the units sebenarnya. Relatively easy to use and understand, because on this regression, all this one statistical, we got some value measure lah, meaning that if more than 0.5 the value, meaning that is strong regression. If below than 0.5 is low strength connection, meaning that there is no connection between that two units, that kind of situation. Okay, linear regression attempt to fit a straight line through a plot of the data. Such data line is the best representation of the average of all observation at that point in the plot, because linear. And so the problem is that the technique only works well with linear data and sensitive to the presence of outliers. Outliers example data values which do not conform to the expected norm. I think on the research you can ask the lecturers about this outliers on this linear data. You can get more information over there. So this one just more on the introductions. Okay, although non-linear regression avoid the main problem of linear regression, So still not flexible enough to handle all the possible shape of the data plot. Okay, yes, even that data is not linear, we can use this non-linear regression, but still it say here that it's not enough to handle all the possible shapes, meaning all of the possible connection or interrelation between the units. So the statistical measurement are fine for building linear model that describe predictable data point. However, most data is not linear in nature. So that's the problem of our um, data sets or data that we information that we store in the database. Okay, another one on the value prediction. Data mining requires statistical method that can accommodate non-linearity, outliers, and non-numeric data. Should be data mining cover all these kind of situations. So application of value prediction include credit card fraud detections or target mailing list identification. Okay, there's some of example on the value prediction, meaning that yes, as I said on the last video, if somehow something happens to your credit card, the bank actually can detect some of your activities okay, activities of your purchasing using your credit card. Alright, now we go to the tadi value prediction. Now is on the database segmentation. This one is aims to partition a database into unknown number of segment or cluster of similar record. So use unsupervised learning to discover homogeneous subpopulation in the database to improve the accuracy of the profile. Okay, ni macam standard segmentation less precise than other operation, thus less sensitive to redundant and irrelevant features. So sensitivity can reduce by ignoring a subset of the attribute that describe each instance or by assigning a weighting factor to each variable. And the application of database segmentation include the customer profiling. Okay, we want to distinguish between the customers. Direct marketing, we may focus on marketing for the customer that maybe have a previous history purchase with us on the last time ke, and on cost on the cross selling, meaning we want to introduce more product or sell more product to that customer. Okay, this one example of database segmentation using the scatter plot. Okay, they're gonna plot like this. I think you noticed that on the last time we have this trend analysis on the Weka. Okay, they have this plot like this. Okay, so if this one on gender with the payments and also the type of the customer. So look at the line here. Okay, male or female. This one is about the debit card or Visa, so we can see the trend. Okay, this one don't have like a chart graph ni, bukan the macam mana graph panggil. Okay, move to this one, database segmentation associated with demographic or neural clustering technique distinguished by allowable data input. Method used to calculate the distance between a record and presentation of the resulting segment for analysis. You want to see differences between of the units. Okay, we can have like this one also, the database segmentation using a visualization. Okay, this is more advanced software that we have to get to produce this kind of visualization, because normally we using a standard bar chart, pie chart, which is we can extract from the Excel and others application. But this one, I think you have to get a more software. I think SAP got this one. Okay, link analysis. Tadi on the visualization and segmentation, we got the link analysis aims to establish link association between records or set of record in the database. There are three specialization: association discovery, sequential pattern discovery, and similar time sequence discovery. So all these applications include the product affinity analysis, and direct marketing, and the stock price movement. Meaning that we want to do some future analysis this one. Stock price movement, okay, predictive something. And find items that imply the presence of items in the same event, and affinities between items are represented by association rule. Example, when customer rents property for more than 2 years and is more than 25 years old, in 40% of the cases, customer will buy a property. And association happens in 35% of all customers who rent the properties. So this is from the previous historical data that they get, so they can use this these kinds of situation condition to offer to the other new customers in the future. Okay, find pattern between events such that presence of one set of item is followed by another set of item in a database of event over period of a time. So example used to understand long-term customer buying behavior. So we can predict what in the future that our customer most likely to buy, or something that we can market to them, so we can increase our sales and profits. Find link between two sets of data that are time dependent. This one on the similar time sequence discovery. Sorry, tadi atas ni is a sequential pattern discovery. This one association discovery. Okay, sorry. So they go to one by one on this tadi three specialization. Okay, last one is on this similar time sequence discovery. Find links between two sets of data that are time dependent and is based on the degree of similarity between the pattern that both time series demonstrate. Within 3 months of buying property, new homeowner will purchase goods such as cooker, freezer, and washing machine. Same as like last time this one, almost the same. Association, okay, meaning that comes together for this specific customer. Okay, as long you can this one comes later on once they have buy the property, okay, because maybe dah habis duit beli this rumah kan, so have to wait for another salary to come or another budget, then the next month they will buy another goods for their new home. Okay, we got the deviation detection, relatively new operation in terms of commercially available data mining tool. Okay, often a source of true discovery because it identify outliers which express deviation from some previously known expectation and norms. This one I can say is another data mining punya model deviation detection. Okay, often source of true discovery because it identify outliers which express deviation from previously known expectation and norm. We want to describe significant changes in the data from the previous measure or normative value that we get from our database. Okay, relatively new operation in terms can be performed using statistic visualization technique or as by a product of data mining. So this one application include the fraud detection also in the use of credit cards and insurance claims, and the quality control and defects of tracing. Okay, a summary of the data driven technique. We got the data visualization, decision tree, clustering, factor analysis, neural association rule, and rule indication, rule induction. Okay, this one based on the Sakra Yunus Professional Data Warehouse. I think this book yang we using ni, ya ke? I think you have to check again this one. Okay, we just continue the finish this slide. Okay, data visualization is the most important part on our data mining, because whatever you have analyze, you have to produce the graph or something lah that can represent what the output of your analysis. So a pie chart showing the sale of product by region sometimes much more effective than presenting the same data in a text or tabular form. So this one is like more interactive and more easy to digest. Picture tell more than words kan. Okay. Decision tree, okay, tadi yes or no, continuous. Clustering analysis tadi, first segment. Okay, mostly for the cluster ni, they're using a color to differentiate between of the units or the values. Alright, we go to the next one of factor analysis. Unlike cluster analysis, factor analysis build a model from data. So the technique finds underlying factor, also called latent variables, and provides model for this factor based on the variable in the data. For example, software company is considering a survey to find out the 9 most perceived attribute of one of their product. They might categorize this product of categories such as service for technical support, availability for training, and a help system. So factor analysis is used for grouping together product based on a similarity of buying pattern, so that vendor may bundle several products as one to sell them together at a lower price than their added individual prices. Okay, factor ni meaning that another factor comes to make that things strong lah, atau more highlighted. Okay, this one is not a neural network. I think this redundant slide ni, which is we can have seen first one. Okay, tadi goes to the back on the association rule. It's a model. Association models are models that examine the extent to which value of one field depends on or produced by values of another field. These models are often referred to as market-based analysis when they are applied to retail industry to study the buying pattern of this customer. So especially in the grocery and retail stores that issue their own credit cards, charging against these cards given the store the chance to associate the purchase of customer with their identities, which allow them to study association among the other things. So they want to see the connection sebenarnya. Okay, what the customer have what the customer or these people have interested on. Okay, connection kan. Rules induction, this is a powerful technique that involves a large number of rules using the set of if then. Okay, some of the condition over there, statement in the pursuit of all possible pattern in the data set. For example, if the customer is a male, then if he is between 30 to 40 years age and his income is less than $50,000 or more than 20,000, he is likely to be driving a car that was bought as new. Okay, because you can see the trend or something that have been in the past lah. Okay, that we have recorded in the past. Okay, a summary for the theory-driven technique is the correlation t-test, analysis of variables, linear regression, logistic regression, discriminative analysis, forecasting method. I think this t-test is included in our. I think we have in the welcome menu ada t-test ke? Dah terlupa dah. So actually is on this data mining chapter ya. Related lah to ni decision tree kan. Decision tree is also include. So we try to relate this one to our group project later on. Okay, to have a better understanding on your lesson for this kind of this topic. Sorry. Okay, on the data mining process, define the problem, select the data, prepare the data, mine the data, deploy the model, meaning that using several kind of study-driven model technique lah on this trend analysis. Take business actions. Okay, once you got this result, you got the outcome of your testing or analysis, you take to the real world on the business action. So yes, are you ready for data mining? Define the problem. A successful data mining initiative always start with a well-defined project to ensure that the project produce incremental value, include an assessment of the status quo, solution, and review of technology, organization, and business process. That is what about the you want to achieve for these data mining projects. Okay, this one more on the summary sebenarnya. The last slide ni. On the select the data, this step involves defining your data source. Not every data source record is required. The data is usually extracted from the source system to a spread server. So we just select what kind of data that related to our analysis. Not all the data that we use. Okay, we can do some of the dummy database so that we can test the results, the technique too. Is it better or not? To the actual later on for the actual testing, not testing, or the actual analysis. Okay, on the prepare data, this step represent up to 80% of the total project efforts. That's why you have to get the big data on the data set. So for data mining, the data must recite one flat table. Each record has many columns. In addition to being the most time consuming, the step is also the most critical. Resulting models are only as good as the data used to create them. So yes, your data have to be all the standardized format. Okay, meaning that you have been segmentation. You have all the same different of each categories. Okay, so that later on it's easy for you to analyze the data. On the mine the data, typically easiest and shortest path. This step involves applying statistical and AI tool, artificial intelligence tool, to create a mathematical model. Yes, as I show to you, you can macam tadi structural equation model ni is a software you just can use. Yes, tarik je dia punya ni. This number comes out when you key in your respondent result into your this software. Okay, data mining typically occurs on a server separate from the data warehouse and other corporate system. So we have another specific server for the data mining. Okay. Deploy the model. The deployment is the process of implementing the mathematical model into operational system to improve the business result. Okay, meaning that we use the result that we got from our analysis to the actual business real time punya ni. Okay, actual business world. Okay. Take business action, use the deploy model to achieve improved result to the business problem identify at the beginning of the process. What if we have want to tackle on the projects, and of course this is the step flow of this implement data mining. Discover the pattern, relationship association, get the knowledge, information model, validation, and deployment. Data mining versus OLAP, there are two separate breeds of analysis with entirely different objective, not to mention tool, skill set, and implementation method. As I said to you, this data mining want to discover new information, new knowledge, okay, compared to OLAP. This is existing information or data that we can extract from the database. Okay, this one with can report ni yang ada gambar-gambar ni kalau tak silap. Can report this one, sorry. Can report perform pre-formatted report distributed to whole organization or specifically defined user group. This type of report are traditionally scheduled for delivery at specific time of the day or accessible anytime to a web portal. Okay, like this one. It's not like an ad hoc. It's more simple mostly in 1-2 piece together. Okay, that shows all the this one data visualization on pie chart ke graph and bar chart. Okay, ad hoc querying and OLAP. The end user define a hypothesis and determine which data to examine, which data mining. The tool identify the hypothesis and it actually tells the user where in the data to start exploration process. Okay, sikit lagi. Rather than using SQL to filter out values and methodically reduce the data into a concise answer set, data mining use algorithm that exhaustively review the relationship among data element to determine if any pattern exists. So the whole purpose of data mining is to yield new business information that a business person can act on. Okay, I think you just read this one. Okay, this is what we have covered on the data mining tool just now. This is about the OLAP tool. Alright, for the conclusion, okay, artificial neural networks, nonlinear predictive model that learn through training and resemble biological neural network in the structure. Decision tree is about the tree-shaped structure that represents set of decision. This decision generate rules for the classification of database, generate algorithm optimization technique that use process such as generic combination, mutation, natural selection in a design based on the concept of revolution, and rule induction extraction of useful if then rule from the database of on the statistical significance. Okay, and the last one, yes, is about the data mining techniques, predictive modeling, database segmentation, link analysis, deviation technique. So we got all these things that we have covered just now. Alright, you can try to read the books to get better understanding this one, but not many lah this one. Also got decision trees. Okay, this about the decision tree lagi. Okay, try to read this one lah. I think is you get a better understanding. Okay, that's all for today. Try to make a note for this one. Mostly for this question for this chapter 7 is about the theoretical question lah. Okay, no worries, dia tak suruh you all do this kind of neural network punya picture ni, no need. This one is on another level. Okay, thanks for watching. See you on the last chapter. Thank you. Goodbye.